Welcome, traveler. You must speak the ancient words to... Nah, just messing with you. You ready to play some D&D?
Hey,
Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to D20 The Curtain.
How about the
Oh, God. Welcome to the D20 The Curtain podcast, where Oklahoma theater geeks hit record and explore their new addiction to Dungeons and Dragons. How's everybody doing?
Awesome. Super.
We're here.
Fantastic.
Good. It's like week 17,000 of quarantine. Is that right?
Yes, yes, you're correct.
Yes, everybody.
Yeah,
Good. We've all...
the bleach.
I didn't drink any bleach, man. How did that go for you? You okay?
I'm great.
It cleans you out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I don't even know what joke to make there.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I
think that was the joke.
Really
I think that was. Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what to do.
Let's introduce the crew. I'm Jerome. I'm your dungeon master.
I'm Timothy, and I play Allie.
I'm Kara, and I play Nesrin.
I'm Jennifer, and I play Eula.
I'm Jared, and I'm Jaide.
Oh gosh,
I'm Jody, and I play Lapis.
Before we dive into our session for the night, we have just a few announcements to make. Kara, you're up.
We are actually in the process of doing a really awesome giveaway. So our first 100 subscribers to the podcast will be entered to win a D20 swag bag. Now, this bag is full of lots of good stuff. D20 swag, Rick and Morty's D&D adventure, a beholder bag, some Kraken dice, and a lot of other little goodies. So you want in on this. And for rules and regulations, you need to follow us on social media. That includes Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or as the kids like to call it, the gram.
Ooh.
They call it the gram now?
I think so. I heard a rap song that said it, so I'm assuming that's what they were talking about. It's that or drugs.
It's gotta be.
I'm not sure which, but I'm going with Instagram.
Okay, Mom.
Yeah. So follow us and like us. Hey, hugs, not drugs, kids. Hugs, not drugs.
That'll be great because we would certainly love to build up our subscribers to the podcast. Your reviews and subscriptions really help us give the podcast life and get it in front of the right audiences. We want to help this thing build into the new and noteworthy. So we're really appreciative for that. And we can't wait for you to join in the contest.
Yeah.
Timothy, what's on your mind?
We're just going to give a shout out to all of our wonderful friends over at Sirenscape for their amazing atmosphere and music. Check out their website, sirenscape.com, and use it for your gaming table. And as always, we just want to thank Kevin MacLeod for allowing us access to his expansive music library at incompetetech.com. And of course, our wonderful friend and composer Louise Goldberg, who created our main theme for our characters, and as well as the tune that opens every episode called Rock, Scissors, Rock.
Total banger.
Yeah.
It slaps.
You can put that on the gram.
You said that with such a hip tone in your voice. I
like-
can't with it.
It was so extra.
It was so extra.
Jared, what's up, man?
Yes, we want to say a big thank you to the Pollard Theater Company in Guthrie, Oklahoma for their support of the D20 to Curtain podcast. Pollard Theater wants to remind everybody that while we're currently experiencing this unprecedented intermission, that we will continue to put their support and passion into sharing the art of storytelling with their audiences and celebrating the shared human experience. The Pollard Theater, experience inspiration.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that.
Good.
I feel that.
Great place.
Absolutely. We definitely want to thank the Pollard because
We usually crash there when we can be together.
Yeah. That's our jam. That's our jam.
That was our D&D pad for a minute.
Yeah.
That's our home.
Having done all of our announcements, the table's ready. Everybody's focused. Let's take the curtain up.
I don't know why I felt the need to do sound effects.
It pulled me in.
Thank you.
When last we met Allie, Nesrin, Eula, Jaide, and Lapis, their duties as ward to the recently departed Seraphimia Hillgarden were belayed when an army of raiders accompanied by an adult blue dragon besieged the town of Greenest. The reluctant group are forced to the aid of the town of their youth, but their indecision and contradictory points of view leave them unable to help some of the citizens in the town square or the High Leaf Tavern when the dragon lays waste to both. After uncovering the lifeless bodies of both the barkeep Errol and their family friend and tavern owner, Nyx. The party splits as Nesrin makes her way into the fields to attempt to lure the dragon away, while the remainder of the party escorts the surviving members of the Swift family to the town's keep. While Nesrin attempts to distract the dragon and alert the town guard, Jaide, Lapis, Eula, and Ali make their way slowly, circuitously, and somewhat stealthily toward the keep, and after dispatching a group of kobolds and cultists, add 3 more fearful citizens, including the assumed mercenary Edgewick, to their number. The party briefly reunites when Nesrin returns after unsuccessfully attempting to secure assistance from the overwhelmed city guard. The party decides to aid their charges in reaching safety. Lapis breaks off to make her way toward the keep's main gate, and the remainder of the party continued its stealthy approach on the perimeter. Nesrin, who runs ahead to the central road toward the keep, forces her way through the throngs of citizens, but as she does, she is met with a group of new marauders. Nesrin boldly stands against the kobolds, but outnumbered, she attacks the raiders, then puts the civilians between herself and the attackers as the rest of the party arrives at the main road. With reinforcements arriving as the party reunites, the final calls of the closing gates are sounded. Just as, to increase the party's peril, the powerful blue dragon makes its descent toward the stampeding citizens seeking refuge in the town's stronghold. What would you guys like to do?
Can I see any of the guards at the gate?
You can. There are guards in the midst of the crowd. They are almost being trampled, but using their strength to keep on their feet, and they are ushering folks in as quickly as they can with the intention of shutting the main gates.
I make my way towards Eula and grab her by the wrist and pull her. And as I pull to exit the crowd, I say, I didn't need your help, but I kind of give her a little smirk, like I appreciate it anyways.
How many marauders are there, DM?
Currently, you can see from where you're standing, you can see about 6 encroaching on your space.
Okay. Are there any within 30 feet of me, or can I get a large amount of them within 30 feet of me?
Because they're coming from multiple sides of you, I would say you could probably get 3 maximum in one shot. I mean, in one 30-foot range.
Okay. I'm going to yank my wrist free of Nessie and say, I'm not just helping you, Nessie. And I'm going to fly to where I'm within 30 feet of as many of the marauders as I can. I'm going to hold up my symbol of Lathander. And I am going to use my channel divinity and cast Radiance of the Dawn.
All right.
And that will force all of the marauders to make a con saving throw.
Oh,
DC 14.
badass.
I basically become this pillar of light, of radiant light.
Awesome.
And I just groan.
Okay, I'm going to roll this separately because that's 2 different types of enemies. The first roll was a natural 16. The second is a 10.
Okay. The marauders that failed will take 2d10 plus 3. The ones that saved will take half of that. So
Okay.
they will take 16 points of radiant damage.
Okay, and so that I'm clear, is that a spell?
It is my channel divinity. It's a cleric ability.
Okay.
And I say shit.
Like clerics.
No.
Fucking fancy.
This radiant light exudes from your hands. It is blinding and causes a reaction in the crowd itself as you are hovering over masses of people all trying to make their way forward into the gate of the keep itself. The crowd screams as this radiant light sparks from your hands and toward the 3 marauders coming in your general direction. You see 2 of the kobold-looking figures drop to their knees and then face forward into the dirt as a 3rd figure coming towards you, wearing dark robes with the dragon mask up on its face, takes the blast, is dropped to his knees, but remains alive, and while shaken, still pursuing. I'm going to have you guys go ahead and roll initiative.
Nat 20.
Do I know that they're? I mean, can I see Eula's ray of light, as it were?
You can definitely see this blast of light as it is. It is pretty strong and slightly above the fray, so you can see it in the midst of all these people running. And as that sparks off, the people start to scream and are pushing even more fervently to make their way into the keep. The guards are kind of losing control of people. They are hoping to keep these people from trampling all over each other, as there are women, there are children, there are elderly. They know they must close this gate. They're hoping to do that with a minimal amount of loss of life.
Eula, just for curiosity's sake, when you cast that spell, does Madonna's 2000 album Ray of Light play? Just
Yes. Dear God, yes.
okay,
That's what I was thinking.
Just
Not meatloaf?
It's just not meatloaf.
So initiative. Let me have 0 to 5.
Hey, look, we're not losers.
I didn't roll a 9 this
Oh.
time, you guys.
Yeah.
6 to 10. Great. 11 to 15. Okay. All right, something's wrong.
Something's right.
16 to 20.
16.
20.
19,
No.
which is better than the 9.
17.
I definitely meant Bruce Springsteen, not Meatloaf.
I was wondering why. I was like, what?
I was like, wait a minute.
All right. Ula got 19. Jay got 20. And
Yeesh.
Lapis is not in the order at this point. All right. So roll
And
these guys.
since I see, or I know what that ray of light means, I am going to bark at the guards. And I'm going to say, get these people in order, get them in the keep fast. There are marauders coming in, kobolds. And I'm going to take off running to the team.
Go ahead and roll a strength check just to make your way through this crowd. Let me ask you this. As you're making your way through the crowd towards your companions, are you conscious at all of trying not to knock people over, trying not to hurt them, and just make your way through the crowd? Or are you literally just bowling people over no matter what happens?
Lapis, hate to say it, probably bowling people over no matter what happens.
Like Black Friday.
Jody would go gently through the crowd.
Gotta get that.
Jody would go
60
gently through the
TV.
crowd saying, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. But Lapis, nah, she just probably bowls through.
So go ahead and roll with advantage.
So roll 2.
Yes, and you'll take the highest of the two scores.
There's a 13. I had a 13 and a 19, so I will be taking that 19.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your initiative roll just so I can put you into the initiative.
Okay. Don't suck. Oh. 7.
That's with your bonuses?
You made up for the rest of us.
I was wondering what was going on. It seemed too unnatural.
I rolled a 5 plus my
Oh, no.
initiative of 2.
Sure.
So
That's all good.
7.
All right. So Lapis, as you're making your way into the crowd, you hear further screaming, further acknowledgement that there is a large fray happening just to your west. The crowd is pushing further, but you somehow pushing folks over, knocking down elderly people, knocking down women with children as you're making your way through the crowd because you see your party in danger. Just for a point of interest, both Eula and Nesrin, go ahead and roll a perception check because
Okie doke.
Lapis is making her way through. Her glaive is in the air. She's making loud noises as she's kind of crossing through. Get out of the way!
18. Got good perception. That +5 comes in handy.
And Eula?
22.
All right. You both see the glaive of Lapis coming through. You can see people being flung from side to side as she is making her way directly towards you.
Sorry, guys. She's not dainty.
Sorry, civilians.
While she's not dainty, she definitely seems to have, at the very least, an interest in what happens to you as she's making her way through these folks and to your aid, or at least you assume to your aid. As this is happening, Jade, you're up.
I'll just run straight down and get the guy that's almost directly beneath me.
Okay. This guy here?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Nat 20.
Dude.
Sweet.
What's
It's like a
happening?
new day for
Did you
you.
get rid of that crappy dice and finally get good ones?
No, it's the same dice. Maybe it's just
Maybe it's the bleach you
it's the
drank.
bleach.
It's
Thanks,
giving you
Trump.
powers.
Thanks, bud.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Clean
Okay.
souls make good rolls.
Mm.
I'm
That's
gonna
right.
hit him with my quarterstaff.
Go for it.
7 damage.
Ow.
All right. As you approach this figure, just in a dead run with your quarterstaff coming up from underneath you, clocking him across the jaw, his chin lifts up in the air as he is bodily pulled from his feet and doesn't have a chance to react before, boom, just right into his face. This creature flies up into the air, from back into his back, and falls to the ground, dead.
Oh.
Make a perception check, Jade.
That was bad. 4.
4, you're so focused on what's happening immediately around you. You hear the sound of scuffling feet, but it's hard to distinguish it from all of the citizens who are making their way on the main road and bridge into the keep itself. However, these marauders do not seem to be retreating. They are pushing forward. And even in your close kind of narrow tunnel vision, you can see additional figures coming out of the surrounding area, out onto the road and making their way towards you. As the dragon sweeping overhead and its giant roar pervades the air. All right, that takes us to an attack
Lemon?
from one of them. Jade, from your right, unnoticed until this moment, you just in the last moment feel this powerful energy. You hear this loud cry as this dragon-esque four-legged creature makes its way into the air, out of the darkness, and on and into your space.
Well, this is good.
This creature that you have not seen before, that you had not noticed was part of the attacking party, flies out of the air and into you. And that is a 19 to hit.
It hits.
All right.
Shit.
That is 6 points of damage plus another 6 points of damage. So that's 12 points of damage.
Well, shit.
12 points of piercing damage as this dragon-like creature jumps out of the darkness and onto your frame. I'm going to have you make a deck save.
Okay. Oh my god. Math. 13.
That's my daily struggle. It's okay.
With a 13, you feel the pressure as this animal clamps on to your shoulder and pushes its body weight into you. Thankfully, you're just quick enough that as you feel his pressure, you pull back, ripping into your shoulder, but keeping you on your feet.
Oh
And
god.
that will be the creature's turn. Eula, you're up.
Okay. How far is Jade from me on the map?
Jade is probably about 25 feet.
Okay. I'm going to first cast Healing Word at Jade. How are you looking,
All right.
buddy? To me. How do you look, buddy?
I got 14. Is that what you're
Are you
asking?
looking beat up?
Yes.
Okay. You're going to gain 6 points of health.
Oh, yay.
And then I'm going to wheel around to the remaining marauder that was in my path. And
Mhm.
I'm going to reach out a gloved hand, clutch it, and cast Toll the Dead on him. DC 14 Wisdom.
Okay. That's a natural 20.
Well, that does not do anything. So a bell appears next to his head, and he's like, "Nah, not today." And then I'm
do
going
not
to kind of follow the crowd, kind of keep my back to them, and move back about 10 feet Staying about 10 or 15 feet in the air, just moving straight back. I want to stay behind the crowd. I don't want to I just kind of want to stay with the people, with the civilians. And that's my turn.
Okay. Sounds good. As this throng of people is trying to make its way in, there are the few stragglers that are joining the back of the pack, but primarily the bulk of the people are to your east and making their way into the keep as you hover overhead. Go ahead and make a perception check, Eula.
19.
As you're keeping your back to the keep's gate, you can start to see the numbers of marauders that are making their way toward this keep. These are not a group of people who came unprepared. They realized it was going to be a tough city to sack, and you can see large numbers of them, some with torches, some without, making their way to this centralized location as the dragon is starting to make its descent into the space.
Okay, as I'm backing up, I'm going to call out to my family, fall back.
All right, that takes us to Allie.
Where's the closest human marauder? Or the one that's Eula did a lot of damage to?
The one that Eula did a lot of damage to that is still on its feet is this guy here.
Okay.
These guys have just newly shown up.
Okay. And is he the closest human marauder?
There is another human marauder just on top of Jaide, just to his right. And you can see him directly on the tree line.
Then if he's, because I don't think I can make it to the one that's already damaged. Correct?
Not easily, no.
No.
I mean, you could,
then I'll
you could
just
get
go
within range. But
I'm going to the human one that's on top of Jaide. And I'm running at him with much evil and demonicness I can muster and screaming at him, "What the fuck do you people want? Why are you here?" And then I'm going to do an attack on him.
Okay.
Nice.
Roll attack.
And that would probably miss. Yeah, that'd be a 9. So
You run towards him. You've got your rapiers out. Unfortunately, he sees you coming and he hears you yelling, so has just a moment or two to prep his defensive move and is able to get himself out of the way of your wide rapier attack.
yeah, that's all I want. I'm looking for information.
Gotcha. All right, Nesrin, you're up.
All right. I'm going to start falling back. Wait, not yet. Before I do that, I'm going to cast Fireball on the person attacking Jaide, and
What's the range of Fireball?
Firebolt.
Firebolt's what I meant. Excuse me.
Firebolt.
And the range is 120 feet. You hurl a mode of fire at a creature or an object within range.
All right. Roll your attack.
What? I didn't ask if it hit yet.
Roll your. Is it? I said go ahead and roll your attack, or is it a save?
Yeah, you have a save on it, right? Yeah.
Okay. What's the save?
Making sure I'm right on this.
I don't think so. I think Firebolt's to hit.
Yeah, it's just a hit. All right, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's my bad.
Roll your attack. It's okay.
It's 9.
9 misses.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have my plus.
5.
Yeah, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 14. God, math.
So as you let loose this firebolt from your hands, just missing both Jaide and Allie as it threads the needle right to this cultist attacker. The firebolt blasts him in the chest, knocking him back.
And he takes... Oh, shit. 9 again. 9 points of damage.
9, and as he takes this damage, the impact of the explosion hitting him in his leather armor and flies across the room, his cloak flying in the air, his mask flying off of his body. He crashes to the ground and does not stand.
And I'm going to, as my bonus, I'm going to start falling back and yell towards my family, retreat. We can't take them all. We have to save
You're
ourselves.
gonna take the full 30 feet?
Yeah, I'm taking the full 30 feet. I'm out of there.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
chaotic neutral. Who gives a shit?
So these guys are coming in you've got these three immediately here. So, the first thing that happens in this series of events is this group of marauders pushes in on the crowd. That is a cultist moves in on the crowd. That is a 13 to hit them, as a couple of the citizens fall to scimitar attacks from this group of marauders just right in front of Eula. Allie, go ahead and roll just a straight D20 roll.
8.
8. With those two attackers making their way through the crowd, you see a number of citizens fall to the ground, some clutching at cuts across their arms and chest, others dodging away, but they have made an impact with their attack, and some injuries have befallen the crowd, although you can't see exactly how many. The attacker next to Jaide, this rolled right after that, is going to come after him directly. So that's 14 to hit Jaide.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I figured that hit. That misses. All right. This large kobold figure comes at you, making his presence known, but unfortunately is just too shy of you to hit with his dagger attack. And that takes us to Lapis.
So, am I close enough to anybody to hit any of these guys with my crossbow?
I think you've probably made it to just under where Nesrin has pulled in.
So all of these ones that you mentioned, there was a dragon-like creature on Jaide.
Yes.
I am going to shoot that with my crossbow.
All right. Okay, go ahead. That'll make for some fun.
I rolled a 17. What plus? With that, do I get to add my initiative or strength?
You get to add your
Dex.
your attack.
Sweet. So I get to add 4. So I rolled a 17, 18, 19, 21.
Just so you know that more than hits. Go for it.
Yes, I thought so. And I rolled my D8 on that. 4.
4 points of damage.
Yep.
You look and see this long lizard dragon-like creature who is hunched down and stalking Jaide, and the crossbow goes into its rough hide and lands and connects. The creature turns its head to take note of you for the first time. It lets out a roar in your general direction, and then turns to see you. And you realize this is, make a nature check.
Not Lapis's strength. 16.
16, that's enough.
Well,
This
there you
is an ambush drake.
An ambush drake.
Yes, this
Like
is
the singer?
yes,
He prefers
Canadian,
rapper.
light-skinned.
Sorry, Drake.
Nothing against light-skinned people, by the way.
You
But
tell
it
your
is-
son.
Bitch, this is fame, not clout.
With the 16 for the roll, this is essentially a dragon. It is what you kind of consider a medium dragon, but it's more of a serving dragon than a dragon that would come with all the intelligence that the ancient and old creatures might have.
It's the we need to dip dragon.
Yeah.
But it's an incredibly strong creature. It's incredibly agile.
It's a better than level 3 dragon. I'm sorry.
Really isn't.
Okay, let's kill this dragon. No, I'm just kidding. Let's get out of here.
Oh, but there's a lot of marauders.
So I'm saying, I gotta
It's a
say, it's
town.
the dip
You
dragon.
think they came with 4 people?
I said we gotta
That's
go.
the
I
town.
said retreat.
You 4 go.
Retreat.
Episode 4 will be our last episode. as all our characters die.
So Lapis,
We did
that's
the ghillie
that's your
bag.
attack. And
And I don't believe that I have an available bonus. Okay, no, then that's my turn.
just okay. All right, sounds good. That takes us to Jaide. You're up again.
I am going to use step of the wind to avoid an attack of opportunity. Are those people still... Do we still have those tavern folks following us? Or have they made their way inside?
Well, as you guys made your way towards the attackers, they've maintained a position over here by the trees and are trying to make their way into the crowds, although it's a difficult process.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna club the lizard on the head.
Take that, Liz.
Okay.
You're gonna hit Drake.
Yep.
No new friends.
and,
No new
uh,
friends.
And then I'm gonna disengage.
Then go ahead and roll your attack.
14.
14 just hits.
Oh, thank heavens. Not about. 7 damage. And yeah, I'm gonna start moving up towards the entrance there
Okay.
and just yell, "Get inside!"
Jaide turns on his heels, striking across the ambushed Drake as he starts to run and make his way into the crowd under Nesrin, just right past Lapis. The group of your protectants are looking to you as you retreat and start to make their way towards you. They're crowding in, although they don't have the strength to push against the majority of people. Thankfully, they're on the outskirts, and so they kind of follow you as you're making your way on the main road towards the keep. That's your turn, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. All right. That takes us to the Drake.
Black leather, no secret. Buckles on the leg. Sorry, I just had to do my little Drake impersonation.
That's good stuff.
All right. Oh, yeah. I think it's going to move in on... Yeah, it's going to have to move in on Lapis.
Damn it. Why do they always have to move in on Lapis?
In one giant leap, it makes its way towards you off of its strong hind legs and comes in, teeth bared, aimed directly at your throat. That
Oh God.
is an 18 to hit.
Oh!
Plus 4.
Oh, +4?
Yeah, so
Damn it.
22
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
to hit. It leaps onto you, jaws wide open as it does 3 points of damage. Its teeth bearing into you, but mostly hitting your leather and fur armors. And that'll be its turn. Eula, you're up.
I'm going to continue to kind of back up with the crowd, and just, kind of encouraging them backwards, making sure they can feel my presence.
Okay, about how far?
Not too far, because I want to keep somebody within my striking distance.
Okay.
Is the gentleman that I cast Toll the Dead on still alive?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to cast Toll the Dead on him again.
Okay, go for it. That's a save, yes?
Yes, 14 wisdom.
Oh, hold on. That is a 13 naturally. And his wisdom is -2.
Woohoo! So not wise. Okay, then I'm going to roll a d12, and because my wings are out, I get to add an additional 3.
Okay.
So that is 11 plus 3. So he takes 14 points of necrotic and radiant damage.
As the bell tolls in his head, you can see just kind of out of nowhere, he starts to grab at his ears, and only he is hearing this kind of ethereal bell ringing. But you can start to see, those of you who are close enough, the veins, black veins starting to move up his neck as this necrotic energy is overtaking his body. He grabs at his throat as he falls to his knees and then face forward.
And I'm just going to, in kind of Eula fashion, okay, guys, everybody keep moving toward the door. I got this. Don't worry about it. I got this. And that's my turn.
All right, sweet. Allie, you're up.
Okay, and to the north is where the keep is, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and all of my family is behind me, heading that way, correct?
From what you can tell, yes.
Okay. Then I will start heading that way and stop along and give a slash on the Drake.
Thank
right.
you. It's like
To the right of the Drake. And I'll
All right,
take a
go for
hit. Oh, fuck. No, that will be a 7, so I'm doing shit.
Your rapiers just kind of slide off of this hard natural armor. It's a big target, but he's endowed with really thick dragon skin. So unfortunately, you're unable to do damage.
And once again, I'll just say, "What the fuck do you people want?" And that's my turn.
All right, Nesrin, you're up.
All right, I'm going to cast Fire Bolt again.
Firebolt.
Does 19 hit?
19 hits.
All right.
And just so I'm clear, which one are you doing damage on?
The Drake.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, 19 hits.
8 points of damage.
Awesome.
And then I'm going to 2C slide away from the Drake. Let's move, folks. Let's move.
The burst of fire just impacts the Drake, who is, again, kind of hunkers down to minimize the amount of light and flame that is catching his face and upper torso. He looks injured, but he's still coming forward. And is that your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold, waiting kind of for everybody to join. And that's it. That's me.
Okay. That takes us to the remaining group of cultists who have moved in from outside the tree line.
I wish they'd hurry up and drink their Kool-Aid.
They're going to converge on Allie. The first is going to attack directly against Allie. And that is an 18.
That would hit.
Plus 3, so 21.
That would
To
hit.
hit Allie with the scimitars. The second's going to have to go for Allie as well. That is 17 to hit.
That would hit too.
All right, so for the first attack, it is 5 points of damage on Allie.
Okay.
The second attack is 3 points of damage on Allie.
Okie doke.
They come in, flanking you strategically, scimitars flashing through the air. 2 quick cuts as Allie takes damage from these encroaching marauders. That will bring in the next group of kobolds who are coming out of the woods, and that'll be their turn. Lapis, you're up.
woohoo. Okay, how close is that thing? Too close to me for me to hit it with my glaive? Is it on top
No.
of me? I'm gonna swing at that thing, at that Drake, with my glaive, with the forest that I have. 23.
23 hits.
Of course it does. And D10 plus 4. Haha, 14 damage.
14 points of damage. Bring it down.
Oh, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna. I take this. So Lapis takes her glaive and she swings it back as she can, and she just swings it straight across the Drake's neck, chopping its neck off. Head goes flying, and dragon down, blood gushing everywhere.
The Drake is pulled up on its hind legs, almost like a neighing attack from a horse, and it started to move in on you just as you lift your glaive, bring it across the throat, sever the head. The head goes flying into its group of marauders that have just started to come towards Allie. The Drake falls to the ground dead.
See you later, Drake.
I think
Yeah, yeah.
I think that was my turn. Oh, I do want to move out of the way. I'm going to move in towards the attacking marauders, glaive in hand.
All right. You want to move to here?
Yeah, to defend Allie.
All right. That takes us to the end of the second round. And as you guys have been kind of defending against this particular group of marauders. The dragon has been drawing closer and closer and closer, finally sweeping over the large central street, moving into the keep, and it flies low over the crowd and is going to release.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. I don't like the sound of release.
It's going to release its attack on the large group of individuals moving into the keep. I'm going to ask, just for the purposes of the narrative, Eula and Nesrin, go ahead and make a dex save.
That'd be a natural 1.
Okay?
Well, shit.
Boom, 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 wow.
Natural 1 for Eula.
10.
All right. Just wanted to kind of see, because as the dragon is swooping in, it releases a tail attack on this entire group of civilians, but its tail catches right between the two of you. You are both hit with the tail attack.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. That is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
All right.
Red, real raggy.
And as it's moving in, let's see, 79. That is 16
Oh shit.
points of damage.
Yeah. This wasn't the piece of ass I was wanting.
But as it's moving into you, it's coming down into the ground, making its descent, and it's trying to get as many of the people in the crowd as it can. Because you are in the air and split on either side, you're unable to avoid it completely, but you're going to take half damage. So you're going to take 8 points of damage each.
Okay.
As it swings its tail, making its way toward the keep, and just before it hits the actual wall, lifts into the air, flying up into the sky and back around as though it's going to make another pass.
Ouch. We've got to go.
The guards hunkering down, trying to get people as low onto the ground as possible. You can see in excess of probably 50 people who have been knocked at least prone as the dragon makes its sweep in and then flies off. This thing is not messing around. Marauders are moving in towards your position. They're all making their way from converging sides, not only from the main road where you find yourself for the majority of this battle, but further up towards the gate and closer to the keep itself. They are converging. They are moving in. That takes us to Jaide. You're up.
Fuck. They're still in the air, or have they been knocked to the ground?
As both of them were hit, they were both knocked to the ground,
Okay.
so you don't see them immediately.
Oh. And the dragon just struck the people going in. That's what you were saying.
Right. The dragon was sweeping through kind of on this trajectory, tail knocking both back and forth, knocking through them and hitting some members of the crowd that are closer to the keep gate itself. You can't see the number specifically, but they only saw it as they were being flung toward the ground.
Yeah. I'm gonna run down to Lapis and start fighting off some more marauders, I guess. And maybe less back to fight. Let me rephrase. I am moving from where the dragon has struck. And I'm just moving. I'm moving to where they can see me. Lapis and Allie.
Okay, gotcha.
And let's not fight anybody. I'm hanging back to check and make sure that they're coming.
As you've moved into this, go ahead and make a perception check.
Natural 1, perception.
All right, you have lost sight of your charges. They are in the midst of these crowds of people who are lying on the ground on either side. There is movement of the.
It was actually a 7 plus 2, so it was 9. I don't know if that makes it any better.
9. You still can't see them, although with a 7, you can't see particularly the family, but what you do see is a running Edgewick up on his feet and making his way, shoving folks as he can through the crowd, making his way toward the keep. It's your turn?
Yeah, I'm just gonna yell again. Get inside.
You're yelling this to
Lapis and Allie.
Okay. So the people are getting to their feet. They're trying to stand. They're stumbling. Many are holding what you can tell instantly are broken bones, screaming. They are out of control with panic as the dragon has clearly climbed into the sky, out of sight. But the sound of it indicates that it's coming around for another pass. People are reaching out to you for assistance to stand up. Those of you who are close by. That takes us to Eula.
I'm going to stand up from prone, which will take 15 feet of my movement.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to move back up about 10 feet into the air.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at whomever would keep Allie from moving to me.
Allie's path is relatively clear.
Okay. Okay, the guy that's threatening Lapis, I will cast Toll the Dead on him then.
All right.
Wisdom 14.
That's a natural one.
Has he been hit before?
This guy has not been hit yet.
Okay. So that's a D8. And he will take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Necrotic.
Got it. Again, he's squatted down in a position, an offensive position, but lifts his hand and scimitar to his head as this unseen bell rings in his ear. He lets out a painful yell into the night air. And you did say 8 points of damage, yes?
No, 5.
5 points of damage.
Yeah.
That's what I needed to know. Sorry about that. Okay. That's what I needed to know. And while he's injured and drops to one knee, he remains alive, though clearly injured.
Okay. And I'm going to move back again, kind of following the crowd, move back about 10 feet.
So you probably got about 5 feet left of movement because you moved 50, you got prone.
And then flew.
You flew up in the
you're
air
right.
10 feet.
Yeah.
And you probably got about 5. Okay. Okay.
Oh, hey,
And-
he actually does take 8 damage because I forgot my radiant damage for my wings being out. So he does take 8 damage. My apologies, DM.
Okay. Do your wings stay out after you take damage?
Yep. They're just out for 1 minute.
Gotcha. Well, then that changes things a little bit. This guy on his knees collapses to the ground, dead.
Clear path, baby.
All right. That takes us to Allie. You're up.
I'm going to put my hand on Lapis and say, we need to get to safety. Run. And I will turn and haul ass towards the keep. Not stopping, but helping as many people as I can to get to the as I go.
Okay. Okay, so just as you're trying to do that, go ahead and make for the purpose of this, make a dexterity check first.
17 plus 19 total.
And then make a strength check. Or an athletics check.
3.
Wow. Demi.
Okay.
Get rid of that
Um,
dice.
So as you put your hand on Lapis's shoulders, we need to get inside. You turn to kind of survey the crowd to see what help, what assistance you can be of as you're making your way towards the gate. You realize quickly you're not strong enough to be able to lift people off the ground. So you're moving swiftly and cleverly through the crowd, kind of dodging individuals as they're getting up to their feet, as they're trying to help other civilians up. You're making your way and offering a hand, but quickly continuing your move directly towards the keep's gate. You are able to deftly maneuver through the crowd right past where Jaide is. At your feet, you discover one of the members of the Swift party holding a small child, the oldest of the children.
Oh, jeez.
She's trying to make her way to her feet with the smallest of the group. And finally, in your last desperate move, you were able to offer them a hand and help them to stand. That'll take us past your turn.
I'm going to stay with them.
Gotcha. Nesrin, you're up.
I'm going to raise from prone position.
Okay.
And just DM clarity's sake, the one closest to Lapis, is he down, prone, or down, or gone, or what?
That guy is still up.
He's still up.
Yes, that's a new attacker that has come out of the woods.
Of course it is. All right. I should still have my power to fly because it lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay. Is it concentration?
It's not concentration, actually. It's just a bonus action. Gust of air surround you. First level higher. Yep. Allows you to fly for 10 without provoking opportunity attacks. It doesn't say.
Okay.
I will look more into that though and find a little more detail if I can. So I'm going to raise up and cast Firebolt on this guy to give her a chance to dodge and get. And hopefully it hits.
Roll the attack.
19. All right. Plus 5. 20, 22, 24.
24 hits.
Okay. And the damage is 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage?
Yes.
All right.
And then for my remaining action, I'm going to take whatever feet I have left and tushy slide away.
Okay.
And yell, Allie, let's get out of here.
So you probably only got about 5 feet. I assume you've gone about 10 feet over the crowd
Yeah, and I'm going to
just to get yourself over the heads of
get him out of that. Yeah,
individuals
get out of the mosh
left.
pit.
All right.
DM,
Yes.
are you wondering if we're ever going to make it to the keep?
Oh, no, I'm not wondering.
I'm wondering if we're going to get killed by a great big dragon.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Hopefully we get inside soon.
And you guys have got to get inside this keep. It is going to get
I know.
rough. It's not going to get any better, I don't think.
God.
Keep putting little orphan children in front of us.
Please, the way I'm rolling, my shoelaces are probably untied.
You are
I
on
will
a
run over some orphan children, but there's some people attacking me. Girl getting tired. Big girls get
Your
tired.
big hulking figure with a glaive, they're going to attack you at the back of the pack.
She's gonna need a drink.
We'll be right back after this.
Hi, this is Jennifer. Thanks for spending time with us. We are always working to fine-tune our gameplay and the podcast too, but we could use your help. Please take a minute to subscribe, rate, and review D20 to Curtain on Google Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, and Apple Podcasts in particular. To connect with our community and help the show build its audience, we will send a shout out to everyone kind enough to leave us a positive rating and a review. We are using the Apple reviews and ratings as a way to integrate your voice and ideas into the show. Our first 100 reviewers are automatically entered to win a live drawing for our D20 to Curtain swag bag giveaway, including naming an NPC, which is one of the characters DM Jerome voices, after you. So you will be forever a part of the story. And all it costs you is a moment of your time. Check out our website, d20tocurtain.com, as well as our Facebook page for contest details. Every new follower, subscriber, and reviewer will help us increase the reach of the show and improve its content. If you like what you hear, tell a friend, or your Zoom book club, or your mailman, from a respectable 6-foot distance, of course, and send us advice and suggestions through Facebook, Twitter, or via email at community@d20tocurtain.com. Thanks again for listening, for being a member of the D20 to Curtain community, and helping us to explore our new addiction to Dungeons & Dragons. And now, back to our story.
All right, so we're back from our break. You guys are making your way down the main road toward the keep. The gates are beginning to close. The dragon is making continual sweeps around. You can feel this thing going south very quickly. So let's get back into the action. So the group of marauders pulls in, moving further down the line, trying to get closer to the keep's main gate. You can hear and see more marauders coming in from the distance. The number of torches pulling in your direction is growing exponentially. This guy is going to attack Lapis, and he's flanking her. That's an 11. That's a 19.
The 19 hits. The 11, of course, does not.
Lapis, you're going to take 7 points of damage.
Of course I am. Girl's getting tired here, people. Girl getting tired.
This group of kobolds is just pushing into the group. However, the final kobold is going to make an attempt at Allie, your group of protectants who are trying to stand to their feet. The oldest of the group is going to take 3 points of slashing damage.
Oh.
As the daggers from the kobolds just break through your grasp and cut her wrist. However, you've got a firm enough grip on her, I think. Roll athletics check. Allie.
Natural 1.
Oh my
Did
god.
you say natural 1?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Unfortunately, she is kind of swept up in the moving crowd, falls back onto the ground, prone with the child as the attack commences. That takes us to Lapis. You're up.
Thank God. Okay.
You can hear the sound of the dragon up in the air, although you can't see it in the distance. Its scream lets out, almost ensuring that it's making another pass.
Okay, so I've got 2 flanking me. So I'm gonna yell to my party, get in the keep as fast as you can. And I am going to swing my glaive around to the one that is, they're on either side of me, right?
Right.
Can I swing it around towards both? Just do a full arm swing?
Sure, we can try that. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what.
The roll the attack.
Okay, let's see if I have enough attack. Come on. Don't be like Allie. Don't be like Allie.
I'm going to say you're going to need to be 6 over the hit
It's not going
to get them both.
It's an 11.
That is not going to hit. You take a wide arc with your glaive. However, it does take them away from your space. And so you could move without having an attack of opportunity.
Can I take my second win bonus action to regain 1d10 plus 3 hit points?
You certainly can.
I'm going to do that now. And of course, I roll a 2, so I get 5.
So go ahead and add your additional hit points and make a note on your sheet that you use that. Because I don't think you get it again until a short rest.
Yeah, I get it again after a short rest. Okay, it's noted.
Would you like to move as well?
I'm going to fall back. I'm going to start making my way towards.
Take you about 15 to 20 feet to get to Allie and his party, or you can you can move your full 30 feet.
No, I'm just going to move back to Allie.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. That takes us. That's 1 of 2. So that takes us to Jaide. You're up. Just as a notification, that's the first full round since the dragon's last attack.
Oh. I'm just going to start running inside.
Okay.
If I can assist. Are Allie or Lapis injured?
Yeah, I'm injured.
I'm 23 of 42, so I'm not bad.
I'm at 15.
Well, I'll help Allie in.
Okay.
And just move 30 feet.
You're going to make your way towards Allie, and Allie has just lost onto the ground this young girl and the smallest of the family of individuals you were bringing towards the keep. She is on the ground prone. The group, the civilians around you are spread out enough that there's a relatively clear path to move. However, you'll need to make a decision about what you want to do with the girl and her younger sibling. You'll need to make a decision about how you want to approach moving forward toward the keep. Do you want to just start bowling people over? Are you trying to wait in line patiently as they're making their way in? What would you like to do?
The girl is on the
She's on
ground.
the ground with the child in her arms, the 6-year-old in her arms.
Then I'm gonna grab her with my free arm that's not moving Allie, and yeah, I'm not trying to be delicate about getting in. I'm not being very respectful.
Then go ahead and make an athletics check.
8.
With an 8, you reach down to her hand, which has got a cut on it. She's grasping at it, but is able to get her hand into yours. You take a second to pull her up. It's not as easy as you would like it to be, but you are able to get her to her feet along with the child.
Yeah, just don't invoke my name whenever you're rolling.
Oh, baby.
Mine either.
There is a clear path, but you would need to give her assistance, so it would take you half of your movement to move them 50. So you won't have 30 feet, you'll have 15 feet if you're helping them move.
That's fine.
Okay?
Anything to move inside.
All right. So you've got a hold of them in one arm, using your staff in the other, and just pushing people out of the way. It's not pretty, but you're making progress toward the keep. That takes us to Eula. You're up.
Did Allie move with Jade?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna first cast Healing Word on Allie because I can see that he's pretty bloodied.
Okay.
Allie, you get 7 hit points back.
Thank you, Eula.
You're welcome. And is there a person threatening Allie right now? To the right?
There is someone on Allie, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on that guy. DC 14 Wisdom.
Okay. Okay, that's a 19.
Okay, so that works. And I'm going to move back about 10 feet.
Okay.
That's my turn.
And you're staying over the crowd, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
I just say, keep moving, guys. We got this.
Okay. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
That's the thing I do well.
I'm going to make it a straight roll because Jade you would have advantage because you're flying over them, but Jade is cracking through hitting people with sticks and you guys are all together.
17.
17?
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah.
Good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's with +0, by the way.
Okay. That takes us to Allie. You're up.
Okay, and there's a guy on me right now, so I can't move.
Mm-hmm. Just to your left.
Can't move without taking I'm getting an opportunity attack, so I'm going to give a couple slashes at him.
You got this.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey.
That would be a 19 plus 4, so 23.
Yeah.
Nice.
19 hits.
And that will do 6 points of damage on him.
6 points
Is
of
he
damage?
still- Yeah, is he still there?
No, he's not taking any damage.
Okay.
However, with the slash from your scimitars, because you're not holding rapiers, I have to remember that. With the slash from your scimitars, he takes a cut that just goes right across his face and deep into his chest. He is pushed back as blood sprays across you. He looked very injured, but still alive and on his feet.
And so I'm going to use bonus action and a little bardic inspiration. Let's do a defensive flourish. And that will be 6 more points of damage to him. And that bumps my armor class up.
As you rebound for the first attack, hitting him and getting more confident in your stride, you reach back with your scimitar, cutting almost the polar opposite of where you do, creating an X across him. Both attacks hitting, the slashes open up. His throat now caught at the end of your blade, blood issuing from his wound as he falls to his knees, dead.
And then I will move as much as I can.
Okay. You've got 30 feet of movement. Where do you want to go?
Along the path going that way. Yeah, I'm going to help as people as I can, but I'm not going to stress about it.
Okay. Make a survival check.
A 14.
All right, at a 14, that helps. This crowd of people is unsure what to do. There's panic and chaos all around. You retreat from the fallen foe, moving yourself right in through the crowd, past Jade and his charge, and trying to primarily procure a way towards the keep's gate. You're able to assist where you can, just offering a hand up and letting people use you as leverage to get to their feet, but you are not making an effort to coddle these individuals. You can hear this dragon coming and you know what the next result will be. It gets you about midway into the crowd. I would say you got about another 30 to 45 feet to get to the gate, but you and Eula are furthest along the path.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. That takes us to Nesrin. You're up.
I'm going to move towards the keep. I mean, everybody's out of harm's way, more or less, yeah.
Well, you've got Lapis, who is the furthest back on the path. You and Jaide are right next to each other, and Eula and Ali are further toward the keep's gate.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a perception check as you are, both of you, Eula and Nesrin, as you are over the crowd by about 10 feet.
22.
22.
Hey.
Okay. As you guys are seeing your siblings, your unit making their way to the gate of the keep, you are seeing more numbers of marauders moving in. The number of torches is starting to lighten up the area so you can see the horrified faces of the civilians, but you can also see large carts being pulled in the distance towards the entrance of the road where you first appeared. These carts are stacked high with crates and tapestry and gold and goblets. They are actually transporting goods.
About how far away am I from the keep?
You are roughly 60 feet, 70 feet.
60, 70 feet. And about how far away is the cart?
Probably another 70, 80 feet in the distance beyond these other fighters, beyond the tree line.
Sweet. I'm going to cast firebolt, excuse me. On the cart.
Roll the attack. There are several carts.
I'm just going to pick one. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I mean, it does. I mean, the one that doesn't seem like it's going to light everything on fire, I guess.
Okay.
Just
go ahead and roll an attack.
piece them off. 18.
Okay. And what's the range on that
120 feet.
Wow.
Okay. Roll damage.
There's just one guy that's like, my cabbages.
8 points of damage.
Echoing cry of the old man over the hill.
I'm trying the old set the car alarm trick off. And they're all like, hey, my car.
And I'll go running for it.
Just my cart.
You fire off a firebolt from your hand. It races over the crowd as it's moving toward the cart. It's literally lighting the faces of the people below it. The stragglers coming into the road, making their way toward the keep. It impacts the cart. The two kobolds who are dragging it behind them have to dash out of the way to avoid being hit. It makes impact with the cart, and though it doesn't destroy it completely, it does break it down so that one of the wheels on the back end collapses, burning, making the cart unable to move for a moment as the kobolds fling themselves out of harm's way.
And I'm going to, with my remaining action, take very much I can towards the keep. I'm going to the keep.
Okay. You've got about 30 feet, and because you're over the crowd, it doesn't really matter how you approach it because you're not going to run into anybody.
Yeah, I'm just going to head on in there.
Okay. That takes us to...
call out, move the cart now, bitches.
That takes to...
Been listening to too much Drake.
that takes us to the action of more of the marauders, whose only target is Lapis.
Lapis.
Run, Lapis, run!
Makes its way on the perimeter,
I will on my turn.
attacking more of the civilians. A couple more of the civilians fall under the weight of this attack from a rapier. Then that is an 18 against you, Lapis, and the other is a 20 against you, Lapis.
The 20, well, my armor class is 18, so I don't know if the 18
both of those will hit.
Not.
Both of those will hit.
Yeah, both, of course they do. I healed up a little.
So that's going to be 6 points of. That's going to be 4 points of damage from one.
Oh, sweet.
The second will do an additional 5 points of damage.
So 9 points of damage.
9 points total.
Whew, girls getting tired, kids. Girls getting worn out.
And that is the attacker's turn. Lapis, it's your turn.
I am going to, since they're both on me, once again, I'm going to do that big old swingy, swoopy,
Trying to hit them both? Okay.
double hit, double mint gum hit on them.
Double whammy.
Double whammy. See if this one works better. Come on. That is 11 to hit.
Again,
I'm rolling alleys.
you just it's become a thing.
Sorry, Timmy.
You make an attempt to swing wide and over your head. Unfortunately, these guys have gotten used to this attack, and they are simply avoiding the reach of your glaive.
And I'm going to fall back to Jaide.
Okay, so you're gonna provoke an attack of opportunity,
Shit. Of course I am.
and that's 9 to hit.
Oh, no, that doesn't hit me.
So you just escape the reach of their collective attack towards you with their dagger, making your way back to Jaide. All right, that is the second full round. You hear in the distance the dragons west of your position. You can tell that it's going to start making its descent towards you. Jaide, you're up.
Attempting to get Lapis to move with me, I'm going to just keep moving towards the keep along with the mother and daughter.
Okay. You indicate to Lapis, we need to move, standing up, your quarterstaff in your hand, the young girl now at your side, holding on to her youngest sibling. And then you start
Siblings.
to move through the crowd, as you simply at this point have to start making your way towards the keep's main gate. You can hear in the distance the tolls of a bell as they are beginning to pull the giant doors of the keep closed. All right. Eula, you're up.
Okay. Whatever asshole is messing with the civilians that's within my range of 60 feet, I will cast Toll the Dead on. DC 14 Wisdom.
That's a natural 20.
Ooh.
Man,
Rolling pretty good.
these guys are doing really good, and I don't like them at all. And I'm going to continue to try to urge the crowd forward. Don't worry, guys. I got your back. Just move forward. Just get into the keep. I got your back. And I'm going to, again, moving with the crowd, I'm going to move backward.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
18.
18.
Yeah.
The crowd is getting less focused on their panic and the chaos, and they are simply starting to one after another toward the front of the line, move through the gate. It's got enough room to get 5 or 6 people wide into the space, but now they are doing it with some concerted effort.
And just kind of trying to stay at the back of the crowd so that they feel my presence and feel like their back is taken care of.
Okay, so I'm going to put you up about 20 feet. That puts you over the mass bulk of them. It doesn't put you behind everybody, but enough that people can kind of see you in the air.
Perfect. And just so you know, DM, I have one more round with wings.
Good to know.
And that's my turn.
All right.
Wings sound good.
Allie, you're up.
I will work my way as much as I can towards the gate, helping people along the way.
Again, you're assisting them. What is the priority here? Assisting or getting it?
I want to get my ass in, but I'm not going to go all the way in. I'm going to get to the gate, the entrance of the gate, and usher people in and look for my siblings.
I need you to make an athletics check so you can kind of plow through this crowd, because you're trying to push past and through. So again, you're fighting the strength of the crowd.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get very far.
What do you got?
I got a 6.
A 6.
Oh, God.
And that's on a different dice, too.
Oh, wow. So you're trying to push through, scimitars extended, just hoping that it will help clear a path for you. You're not able to move the crowd much, as they are now focused on the directive they've been given by Eula. And so they are patiently waiting to make their way into the keep, and it's moving slowly. So you're not able to get very far into the crowd. It's going to let you move about 15 feet, which gets you just about to where Jaide is. So that'll take us through your turns. You want to say anything? You going to do anything?
Get your asses in the gate. That's all I say.
Okay, make an intimidation check.
Do that bard thing.
Intimidation is 16.
Your eyes flash, and your teeth are bared as those who are in your immediate vicinity see you yelling out to them, your voice slightly changing with your anger. However, they have discovered that this system of working methodically is working better than a full-on rush. So the change of the tempo of the crowd doesn't change significantly. However, they did take note of your demeanor.
And as a bonus action, I roll my eyes.
I roll. Nesrin, you're up.
About how far away am I from the keep now? Would you say?
You probably about 30 feet, about 40 feet from the gate. Nesrin's Eula's about 30 feet from the gate.
Okay, I'm going to cast.
Now, don't forget, you guys can also dash.
Yeah, I'm going to actually. I'm going to cast Dancing Lights, and trying to use the spell as a way to kind of make a path and help the people see to move faster as I move along with my Dancing Lights.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like basically like a spotlight a little bit above them.
An elven disco ball.
An elven disco ball.
Gotcha.
And Ray of Light from Madonna's playing in the background very softly. Thank
And
you.
Bruce Springsteen.
And, as I
That's
make
a
my
weird combo.
trying to assist Eula in helping the people move in a more efficient manner, but I'm going to try and guide them in and take the head of the crowd. Keep focused, keep organized, work together, help your neighbor, help one another. United, we will move faster.
Okay. And because this is the group of individuals that the first attack took place around, this is the people at the back of the crowd. Go ahead and make a persuasion check
Well, okay.
at disadvantage.
Well, shoot. All right, hold on. What's my plus bonus here? Okay. So 19.
19. Okay. Though you look down to see some of these faces growling and scowling at you, they take your meaning and they pick up the cues from the light, following without panic towards the main gates of the keep. The keep doors are starting to close, but the crowd, moving quickly and with purpose, without panic, continues to make its way into the keep. That will take us to the actions of these
Do
guys
the lights
here.
help? I mean, is that a thing that helps? Does it help?
They do. They
Okay.
do. It helps them pick up the pace. I mean, I don't know how much of that you can tell,
Okay,
but,
yeah.
but it helps. As the dragon is starting to make its descent, Lapis, you're up.
Yeah. So I have what, 2 ahead of me to get through?
You have 2 ahead of you to get through. You have 2 between you and the keep. You have at least 1 behind you, and you can hear others coming.
The 2 between me and the keep, I am going to swing my glaive at one of them.
Okay.
And that is a 21.
Yeah.
1 hits.
And
Woohoo!
woohoo! Finally. Thank God something hit. And so that is a 6 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use a action surge to take an additional
Whoa.
hit on the other one.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jen. I learned it all from you. I learned it from watching you, Jen. I'm
right.
running and swinging and running and swinging.
And are you trying to get your full 30 feet?
Oh boy, I sure am.
Okay. And then go ahead and roll your other attack. You've got an extra
Another
attack with your action surge.
Damn it. It's an 11 to hit. I rolled a 5.
So, Lapis, you turn to see that you are far outnumbered and that more reinforcements are converging on your location. You turn looking at the closing gate of the keep. With your glaive in hand, you simply start a full run, sweeping under with your glaive, attacking the first. He is almost lifted off his feet from the pure force. You're making your way through the crowd, bowling the remaining civilians over as you just...
Sorry, guys.
That's right. As you make your way past Allie and Jaide, getting yourself within about 10 feet of the gates.
That's my turn.
And that takes us through, that takes us to the dragon as it swings down, showing its full width, almost awe-inspiring. The dragon making its final descent on this crowd. It flies in with a swiftness that is almost unbelievable. Hovering over the crowd, it beats its wings strong in the air and presents on your group a wing attack. The dragon is about to start beating its wings, and that wing is going to create a wind effect that is going to do damage to both people and architecture. What do you do in that moment? Each one of you.
Lapis is going to dash.
Okay.
How close as Allie?
You're
Am I
probably
to
a
the
good 45 feet.
I'm going to dash, yeah.
Eula will tuck her wings close to herself so that she's a little less buffeted by the wing attack. And then
Okay.
she's going to aim for the ground and then use the last little bit of wing time that she has to extend her wings over whomever's close to her to protect them from the wing attack.
Okay, good deal. Nesrin?
I am going to just Misty Step. Yeah. Make
Okay.
my Misty Step.
So you use your movement
you
and then
did.
Misty Step. And just so our audience knows, Jared, who plays Jaide, has had to step away from the microphone for a moment. So we're going to continue, and I'm going to ask Eula to pilot him as well. The dragon makes its approach, has descended upon the crowd, and is hovering over the group, probably about 20 feet in the air. Eula and Nesrin could almost jump to touch the bottom of its claws. Its large frame covers much of this area. The remainder of the civilians are trying to rush their way into the keep's gate as the gates are coming 30 feet away from each other and then 25 feet away from each other. The dragon starts to flap its wings, beat its wings in the air. And as he does, I need everybody to make a dexterity save.
6.
Eula is a 16 and Jaide is a 22.
Allie also 6.
Okay. The dragon beats his wings. Those of you who are under 20 take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, I took 8. I'm almost dead.
Everybody else takes half, including Jaide. And because it's got a little bit of a distance from you, you're not taking the full brunt of its attack. Just for anybody who's out there looking at adult blue dragon stats.
I don't know who those kind of people are.
The wind is blowing around you. Stones are falling in, the debris hitting civilians and the party alike. The dragon lets out an ear-shattering roar as it beats his wings and then lifts straight up into the air, making its way up towards the top tower of the keep before flying off into the darkness. The civilians, stunned, they are broken from this moment of absolute terror with the sound of the guards screaming, "Into the keep now! We're closing the doors! Come on!" That will take us to Jaide.
Jaide has the child, correct?
Yes.
Okay. He's going to use his action to dash and then use his movement for the additional.
All right. Jaide, shepherding his 2 charges with him, makes his way into the keep's gate. Eula, you're up.
My wings are gone, so I am grounded. I smile down at the people who are below me, and I am very bloodied. And anybody who is conscious, I say, there is always another dawn. Move with me to the door. And I stand and move my full 30 feet to the door of the keep, looking for my siblings to make certain that they are moving with me also.
Allie, you're up.
I use all my movement to get inside the gate and just pivot to the side. So
love it.
it's like in the gate, and I'm just inside the door, lean against the wall, and I will collapse there.
Gotcha. That takes us to Nesrin. You're up.
I'm going to dash with and take my 30 feet and teleport into the keep. Misty step into the. I feel like it's almost like her reflexive thing that she does when she gets freaked out. She just misty steps.
Takes a couple of steps and bamps herself into the closing gate. Lapis, you're up.
I just dash into the gate to make it inside and collapse.
Making your way into the gate at the very last minute as the two doors are pulling closed, you literally have to shimmy to the side to make the space that's available to you. Your glaive slips through the gate as the two giant doors close.
And I'm going to collapse right there on the ground.
Having now barred the doors, you hear the sound of refugees who are realizing that they are stuck outside the keep. Let us in, let us in. You hear the sounds of children and women, older citizens, all outside the gates. It is a painful sound, and yet it was a necessity. The activity within the keep itself is feverish. City guardsmen are moving carts and swords, handing out additional armor, checking on what civilians they can. Approaching you, a dwarven figure with rich but dirty red hair, covered in bruises, scratches, and blood. He recognizes you instantly, Lapis, as you have served with this gentleman, the Castellan of the keep, Escobar. He walks up and says, "It's good to see you made it in. There's much to be done. I assume you're here to help. Who are your friends?"
These are Seraphimia's children. We need to keep them safe. Get everybody. Does the keep have a underground anything?
Could you describe the keep, DM?
Yeah, could you describe the keep?
You've been here before. What you see in this open courtyard is a large open space. Horses and carts parked about. On the perimeter are doors to small offices and interior spaces. The architecture is roughly hewn stone and timbers. You remember it from your youth, having come here once to see the captain of the city guard, to ask him for his assistance protecting the Hill Garden farm from those who would wish to take it from you. Inside the keep proper, on the eastern side, is a set of stairs that encircle the space, going up in a spiral all the way around the perimeter. There are several outlying offices. Lapis, you know from your experience having been here that there are storage rooms that are located under the ground, as well as safe rooms that can fit, 10 to 15 people each. And there are roughly 4 of those.
DM, while this is happening, I would like to move among the crowd and, kind of bind wounds and stabilize anybody who's doing badly.
Are all of us in visual distance? Like, can I look around and make sure we're all here?
You see that all of your
Sibling-wise.
siblings are present, although certainly worse for the wear.
Okay. And I'm right there next to Lapis and Escobar.
Mhm.
Okay. I'd like to stand up next to Lapis and say, "Excuse me. Hi. I'm Altruian, Lapis's brother. Do you have any idea what this cult wanted? Why they're here?"
I've got my ideas, but I ain't certain. I'm glad you made it in.
What do you need from us?
Well, my decision will be to take you to see the governor. He's making plans at the top of the turret, although they've fallen under a great deal of fire tonight. So if you want, you can come with me.
All right.
Lapis is going to look at Allie with shock at being referred to as his sister. And then she is going to turn to Escobar. She's still on the ground. She's going to pick herself painfully up and stand and say, "Let me know what you need. I'm with you. We could all use some rest, but get these civilians to safety as quickly as possible."
I reach out my hand and help her up.
We're taking as many of the civilians as we can down below. It'll keep them safe in case there's a incursion. Right now, we've got more than our hands full.
Let's talk to the governor. Let's talk to the governor and see what he says.
So he starts to move with his short legs, looking back to see if you guys are following. Do you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do I look around? Do I see Nesrin and Eula and Jaide coming too?
Nesrin is kind of squashed herself in a corner and has her hands over her ears.
I would imagine that Jaide is wherever Lapis is.
All while this is happening, you hear the dragons roar in the distance. You hear the sound of skirmishes outside of the keep's gates. Escobar, come on. We don't have a lot of time. There's lots to be done. I'm sorry for your loss. I truly am. And I know you're worn. But we're all worn tonight.
We are. This won't hold long. We've got to act quickly.
True.
You guys go ahead, and I walk over towards Nessie.
And
We'll catch up.
so the remainder of you start to make your way following Escobar up the stone steps as Allie comes in and hunkers down, kneeling near his almost fetal sister.
Ness? Ness? You okay?
I keep rocking back and forth and kind of humming the lullaby that Mother always sang to us. But my eyes closed and
Nessie? Nessie? Come on. Look at me, Ness. Talk to me.
I don't want to be here, Allie.
I know.
I don't want
To
to.
go on.
I don't want to be here. I wish I never came back.
I know. But we're here now, and we gotta keep going.
I don't know why I thought I could do this.
You're stronger than you think. Come on, look at me. All right? You can do this, right? You believe me, right?
He was right.
Who? Who was right?
He was right. I take Allie's hand.
You okay?
I think I'll be all right. Allie, I shouldn't be here.
You saw me out there. You know I have no business out there. Right? You were kicking ass.
You're brave.
No. But you're talented and powerful. Come on. Let's go catch up with the others.
Will you stay with me, Allie?
Of course, Ness.
You won't leave me
Okay.
again.
I promise. I'm not gonna leave you.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's go.
I follow him.
And I take her arm and we follow, go towards where everyone else went.
Eula, you see that your party has dispersed and are moving up the circular staircase on the perimeter. You watch the larger group, Escobar, Lapis, Jaide, following up the staircase, and then you watch as you're working feverishly to help those that can be helped. You're watching Nesrin, with Allie's assistance, stand up and make their way toward the stairs following. Do you stay with the victims?
I think Eula would feel I think I would stay down and help treat people.
I acknowledge that she's doing that and I just keep walking.
the group of you continues to ascend the staircase. You go into an inner chamber from a doorway, and that inner chamber leads to one final set of stairs inside. As you reach the top of this set of stone steps, you are met with a small but committed band of city guard and town leaders. You've made your way onto the tower top at the parapet. You'd hoped to discover towering figures more than up to the task, only to discover that these are ordinary citizens who are putting their personal fear aside to serve the good of the citizenry, all while putting themselves in harm's way. While this sight is not entirely comforting, these men and women are the very definition of heroes. At the center of this chaos stands a tall human male, nearly 60 years old. He's slight but regal, and the figure stands tall until a sudden strafe from the dragon overhead. The gentleman, the figure stands, takes a moment, just only a moment, and he is sullen, delivering what prayer he can to what unrevealed deity he has, as the dragon again retreats into the distant dark sky. And with a pronounced limp, he turns and faces you. Slowly, movements in the cloud allow moonlight to fall across his face. And those of you who have left the town recognize the man, less by his face, as the past 5 years have been hard on him. But you remember the scar from the time years ago when he brought men and metal to aid the Hill Garden farm. The scar that crosses his right eye, a memento from his effort. He knows you. He knows you well. He sort of limps over, sees you. Lapis. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're alive. I'm sorry we don't have better conditions to offer you. These are your fellow wards, I take it.
Yes.
Come, we should go inside while that dragon makes another pass. Hold your positions, men. And he takes you into the stairs and down into the waiting chamber. Winded, he escorts you all into the floor of this waiting chamber and then sits on the stairs himself. You notice now that he's injured. He has been on the receiving end of more than his fair share of scrapes tonight. And this is a governor. This is a man of great power, and yet he is right in the midst of things. You're all well. Of course, I know about the loss of your... And he struggles with the word. Your caretaker. And I'm greatly sorry.
Thank you.
The rest of your family, are they all well? Are they all assembled?
They are. They're safe in here for now.
Good. We could use whatever help you can offer. I'm sorry to burden you in your difficult time, but I could use every available hand at this time.
You appear to need medical assistance.
I'll survive.
I can fetch my sister.
Right now, I'm concerned that Greenest won't. My guess is if they wanted to take us, they would have. Their force is not small. Perhaps not large enough to sack us entirely, but it's enough to make a dent in our peaceful ways.
Excuse me, Governor. Do you have any idea why? Is it just destruction, or are they have an agenda?
Until just recently, these raiders were scattered about town. My reports tell me that they were taking all that they could, any fortune, any riches that they could find. Hell, they hadn't even isolated the keep until just now. We're locked in here.
Is there any way in or out?
There are. But some of them are more difficult than others. The real danger is to the town and those people who didn't make it into the keep. I could offer you any series of opportunities to help, whatever you're up for, of course. And as he does this, as he says this, he stands, his knee kind of giving way under him, the source of his limp. And you can hear outside. If you can help, it'd be greatly appreciated. And he extends his hand to Lapis. A little bit of trepidation in his eye, but a very focused look at this woman who has been part of his regiment, and with a look of knowing, almost pleading, he tilts his head towards you, Lapis, and extends his hand.
Lapis takes his hand and says, "Of course we'll help. But we need to get everybody underground for now."
My men will see to the civilians. The rest of us choose to be here. We will not run from mercenaries and bandits, sellswords.
I agree.
We'll defend her with the last of our blood. If your companions, again choosing his words carefully, will join us,
What is that you're wanting us to do?
let's talk through our options. And he starts to make his way up the stone steps and out the door, looking for you to follow.
Lapis follows.
Jade would follow Lapis.
Allie grabs Nesrin by the arm. You okay?
I'm here.
All right. And we follow.
All right.
And with 4 of your party assembled together, and Eula down in the entryway of the keep, seeing to the wounded and helping those civilians that she can. The governor opens the door, the sound of his small group of leaders. And that's where we'll end our session.
Ooh.
Okay.
You guys all right?
Lapis hurt real bad.
Allie
I
is
think
too.
everybody's hurt real bad.
Yeah.
Real bad. Yeah. Hit points are low. I
So are my
was
dice
doing
rolls.
my best.
Yeah, my dice rolls were not great. Lapis could really use a healing tune.
Where are you at?
6 hit points out of 42 left.
I have 8.
Allie's down to 14.
Holy moly. And I'm sorry, but this night is just starting. I told you guys this is going to
What
be a
they
tricky.
say, you can never go back home.
Thank you all for tuning in. Again, we're still working through the specifics of finding this adventure and finding our voices. We can't wait to hear from you. If you've got any suggestions, any thoughts, remember, always keep them kind and keep them constructive. But if you got anything, please feel free to send us an email at community@d20decurtain.com or reach out to us via our Facebook page, Instagram, or Twitter. But in the meantime, we want everybody to stay safe. We will see you the next time. And until then, have fun, be kind, and play the role.
Timmy, did your dice become Horcrux?
It's going to be a sad day for Allie.